All right. Okay. Okay. Audio seems to be working. Seems to be streaming. Is the recording gonna reset? Okay, we're at 30 seconds. If the recording's gonna yep, there it is. Hey everybody, AC here and welcome back to another episode of Danny Phantom Vlogs Revisit. This time we are talking about micromanagement. Um in this episode, Skulker is back, and Skulker is back, and once again he's hunting Danny. Danny continues to beat him at every turn, and Danny is dealing with having having Dash as his gym buddy, and Dash is trying to whip Danny into shape. Uh, and while they're doing that, Sam is also trying to whip Tucker into shape. So uh, when Jack sees Skulker and Danny fighting, he ends up using a new device that shrinks ghosts, um, and shrinks not just Skulker and Danny but Dash as well. And maybe it's due to his size, but his body can no longer contain his ghostly power. It can no longer contain his ghostly powers, and so he is slowly but surely losing each of his ghostly abilities. The longer he stays, the longer he stays small. So the clock is ticking. He needs to get back to being large before before Dash finds out who he is. So we get to see Dash and Danny work together to thwart Skulker and get Danny back to normal size. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool to see. It's really cool to see. Um, it's really cool to see Danny and Dash actually work together. And like this episode really kind of humanized Dash. That up until now, Dash has always just been a bully, but this episode we actually get to see a very human side of Dash. In this, we get to see him, and we get to see him. Okay, what was that? Is that important? What is this? That is not important. Okay. Um, we get to see uh him kind of open. We get to see kind of him open up a bit to Danny, and see that even though he doesn't really like Danny Fenton, um, he agreed to work with. He did still agree to help him. He did still agree to help him. So we clearly see that he's not all bad, and he is still kind of a bully, but he's not heartless. He does have his good moments, and yeah, it's really nice to see Danny teaming up with other people that you wouldn't really expect him to team up with. So that's always interesting. As far as Skulker goes, honestly, I feel like you could have replaced Skulker with any of Danny's villains, and nothing would really change because they're more trying to race each other. Like Skulker's trying to impede them from getting to the machine to grow large again before he can get to it, and they're trying to do the same with him. They're trying to impede him from getting uh, to the resizing gun, and whoever gets there first basically wins, because they'll be the one who ends up big while the others are, while the opponent is small. So I feel like you could have replaced Skulker with any of Danny's villains and it still would have worked just as well. So as a Skulker episode, I don't think this is I don't think this is a particularly good Skulker episode. But it is still a good episode. I do like what we get to see with Sam and how she figures out and how she decides to train Tucker. And the big twist at the end about her training with him was pretty funny. But yeah, this was a pretty good episode. Not a great Skulker episode, but a pretty good episode nonetheless. I'd give it a C+. So anyway, that's it. That's all I got for this one. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.